Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another Pokemon Moveset video. I'm your host, the infamous BT, and if you guys can, please like this video with a like rating. That would be pretty darn awesome and make my hair stand on end like Mega Manectric here, which looks like a Zeus Thunderbolt. I just kind of realized that. That's pretty awesome. Anyway, Mega Manectric. This is a Mega that has been heavily requested as well, but I don't really see why because it's fairly simple to make a set around, and before you just see these moves and go make the set, stick around because there are other options you can run, and they're very, very, very viable as well. So stick around. 2 moves in particular, 3 moves in particular are very important. So stick around and hear what I have to say. The EV spread is fairly simple. We're running HP Ice for this particular spread, so what I want to do is not lower my attack and defense by 1, because lowering the defense by 1 is bad for our bulk. We want to lower our speed by 1. This will give us a full power hidden power ice unless something changed this gen, but it's always given me a full power hidden power ice just by lowering the speed by 1. It's an alternate IV spread for hidden power ice, so we do that because we're not maxing out our speed. Manectric is very fast. We want just enough speed to outspeed modest base 150 or adamant base 150 Pokemon like Mega Aerodactyl and Mega Alakazam, because more than likely they're going to be running a positive attack or special attack nature and not a speed nature. So we want to run it, get to 400, outspeed pretty much everything in the OU metagame. Base 130s you will outspeed as well. They hit 396, so you will outspeed things like Jolteon, things like regular Aerodactyl, stuff like that. So yeah, 400 speed is where you want to hit. Aside from that, we max out special attack because it's a special attacker, and then we put the remaining in HP because Mega Manectric gets Intimidate, which I'm sure you know what Intimidate does by now, but lowers the opposing attacker's defense by 1. Mega Manectric is actually a really good stop to Talonflame because it resists its priority Brave Bird, priority Acrobatics, and it's faster, so it doesn't get hit by Flare Blitz. So you can come in on one, maybe not like a hard switch, but come in on one like after something dies or you Volt Turn into it or whatever, and you'll be in a good position. Now the moveset gets a little bit more tricky. This is the hard part probably. It's relatively easy just to throw these moves on and be done with it, and these moves are good, but there's some other options. Flamethrower is to roast the Bug Steel types, the Grass Steel types that Plago use, Scissor, Genesect. You have to catch Genesect on the switch though, because it's usually Scarf, and Ferrothorn. I already said Ferrothorn, but Scissor, Genesect, Ferrothorn, Fortress, things like that. Things that are weak to fire. Run Flamethrower. You could run Overheat, it's totally an option, but there's a chance to miss. Flamethrower coming off a base 135 special attack is still going to hurt like everything. I think it's going to kill just about everything that is 4 times weak to it. It'll hurt grass types a lot, but if you want to hurt grass types more, you can totally use Overheat. And next we have Thunderbolt, which is pretty much a staple. You don't want to run Thunder unless you're running a ring team, but even then, Electro Ball is another option, but again, unless you're running like a Paralysis team, you don't really want to run that. Thunderbolt's reliable, it hits hard, pretty much essential for this set, if nothing else. Like you can run Overheat or something else or whatever, Hidden Power Grass, but run Thunderbolt no matter what. Next we have Volt Switch, and this isn't a necessity. This is to give us momentum. Mega Manectric does force switches, so Volt Switch is totally awesome. Gets Stab, gives you offensive momentum by switching out into something else, and it's awesome. But since Mega Manectric's going to force switches, and since you're already running T-Bolt on this set, you can totally run like Substitute or something. Substitute protects you from priority. It will allow you to get a big hit on something like maybe this guy might switch out into like a ground type. You can substitute, Hidden Power Ice, and 2-hit KO it. That's totally a thing you could do. They might get scared and go out in the Genesect or something, and then like think like, oh, I'll just U-turn out, break his sub, and go into something else, but you can predict that, substitute as he U-turns, and keep a sub up against something very dangerous like a defensive Rotom. and most likely 2-hit KO it with Thunderbolt, because they do run mostly physical defense counter Talonflame now. So Volt Switch is totally a thing that can be switched out for Substitute. Substitute's awesome. You have to worry about sound moves going through it this gen and stuff with Infiltrator going through it this gen, but generally speaking, Substitute's a good alternative for Volt Switch if you want to run it. Finally, we have Hidden Power Ice, and Electric Ice gives the Bolt Beam coverage, which is, I think, only resisted by Lantern, or countered by Lantern, which is not used at all. So, Hidden Power Ice is awesome for hitting grass types, but since you already have, and ground types for that matter, but since you already have Flamethrower to handle grass types, you can run Hidden Power Grass if your heart so desires. Hidden Power Ice hits things like Gliscor and Landorus, and Dragonite, Salamence, Garchomp really hard, hits them especially hard, even with the slight nerf to Hidden Power. But Hidden Power Grass will get you past your #1 walls in like Gastrodon and Swampert and stuff like that. Those aren't used that often, so Hidden Power Ice is probably what I would recommend. But Hidden Power Grass can get you by those walls, and it hits, grass and or not grass. It hits it hits grass and ground types. Excuse me. Relatively hard, probably harder than anything else on the list. Well, grass types get hit harder by Flamethrower, but ground types get hit harder by Hidden Power Ice. So it's up to you what you want to run though. And anyway, guys, that's the moveset. Relatively simple. Mega Manectric is good though. I've seen a guy use it on a really high rated team, like 2,200 points on the ladder, and he used it to great effect. He used pretty much this set. I'm not sure of his EVs, but these are the EVs I would recommend. And anyway, that's the moveset, guys. I will see you guys later. Peace out.